Good morning. My name is Lama Jigme Gyatso. I'm the non-sectarian Buddhist monk, teacher, healer, yogi, and tantrika. And I'm here today to present to you enlightened fitness. But first, we'll cultivate the body of a tantric sex god. And then we'll cultivate both the mind and the heart of a Buddha. This is our fourth in our series of workshops introducing the various components of the equipment-free workout. Today we're going to play with something that is often called tabletops, or a variation of upward-facing plank. We're going to start assuming you have absolutely no background in fitness, and I'll show you many variations to meet your fitness level. At the very least, what we're going to do is strengthen your biceps femoris, your hamstrings, your lower glutes, the lower part of your psoas, your longus dorsi, your erector spina, and we're also going to work, oddly enough, your latissimus dorsi and your biceps without isometrics or equipment. Very cool. In the more advanced variations, we will also train your cardiovascular system, which is crucial to health, happiness, and longevity. I recommend doing all four of these exercises that make up the equivalent of your workout as vigorously as you safely can for your fitness level. The reason we do this is because it creates more of a release of endorphins, which really are the fountain of youth. Having said that, let's begin right now. Let me adjust this just a little bit. There we go. Okay. So, this exercise can be done on our knuckles or our palms. Most people are more comfortable with palms and knuckles. We could also use push-up grips. They're nominal. You can get them on Amazon.com for about $10. There's a site on my website that can help you order them. But that would be getting away from the equipment-free theme. So we're going to be doing palm pressing. There's three positions. Fingers pointing away from feet, fingers pointing to the side, and fingers pointing to the feet. And of course, you can't see that with that camera angle. Let's try again. Okay, fingers pointing towards the feet, fingers pointing away from the out to the sides, or fingers pointing behind. Each one has a subtly different effect on the latissimus dorsi and the biceps, the pulling muscles. We're going to play with all three. So the first thing we do is we sit in a manner that describes the letter L. Now, we want to hunch our torso forward to describe the letter C. That makes it possible to actually use our hands to lift our tush off the mat. That's crucial. That's an integral part of this exercise. So, in the first version of this exercise, we're going to use both legs at the same time. We're touching our yoga mat, or in my case, our yoga rug, our yoga blanket, with my heels. I lift my tush off the ground, and I articulate my legs until they describe a 90-degree angle. Then I come back down. The tush is still hovering. So when this eventually ceases to be a challenge, we can do it with one leg at a time. When that ceases to be a challenge, we can add a plyometric or an explosive aspect to the exact same motion. Now, form is crucial. You'll remember during the squatting workshop, I told you to roll from the heel to the ball of the feet, and then land on the ball and roll to the heel. The same principle applies here. You'll be glad you did. It actually protects your back and accesses a greater range of motion. Because we're doing this not just to look great for next summer at the beach, but for longevity. We want long-term strength, health, and joie de vivre. So let's, whoopsie, where is my timer? I'm going to grab my timer, set it for 8 minutes. And we're off. Fingers pointing away from feet. Rest. Fingers out to the side. Fingers pointing forward. On the in-breath, while resting, I'm mentally reciting, may all beings benefit. And on the out-breath, I'm mentally reciting, oh money from may whom. Because we never want to miss a chance to spiritualize and exercise. Fingers pointing back. Fingers out to the side. By the way, you'll notice that when I'm in this position, I'm dipping my head. That helps to get the under pecs. That simulates doing a dip in the gym. Fingers pointing forward. The sweet sound of success. At least the timer can be done. Where did the water get off to? Water, beverage of choice. It's weird. I really feel it in the biceps. It's so weird. I'm delighted. Like most boys, I love the idea of James Bond, and I think Daniel Craig is the buffest James Bond. And so I often ask myself, how would James Bond work out in a hotel room? It's one of the first grown-up movies I ever saw by myself, care of cable, was The Marathon Man. The protagonist's elder brother was a spy, and there's a scene with the spy doing push-ups in his bedroom. And of course, as you can tell, it scarred me for life. So, now it's time for the meditation portion. This is not an opportunity to learn how to meditate. This is an opportunity to practice what we've already been taught. Now, below this video, if you're watching this on YouTube, below this video there's a tab that reads About. About an inch below that is another tab that reads Show More. You click that. It'll reveal a whole bunch of resources. And many, many links. More than halfway down the list, there's a set called the Core Meditations. Or the 2 bodhicittas. And there's a link. If you go to that link, you'll wind up on a page on my website with the 6 videos that explain the most essential meditations of love and wisdom. You'll learn what the mantra means, you'll learn 2 different pronunciation exercises. You will learn verbal love and wisdom exercises, and finally it will culminate in silent love and wisdom exercises. If you work with those videos, you'll have the essential practice down. And everything else I teach you on the other meditation videos will simply fill it out. Kind of like observing the bare branches of a tree in the dead of winter versus the full branches of the same tree in spring when all the leaves have come back. So, having said that, let's meditate. This is not Taoist meditation where we try to enter the pain of no thought. This is not Hindu meditation where we try to perfect machine-like concentration. We're not denigrating those traditions. This is different. This is what Buddha taught. Sadly, there are many so-called meditation teachers out there who don't know when they're teaching Buddha's teachings, or Lao Tzu's teachings, or Patanjali's teachings. They're all over the place without really knowing what's going on. And because it's always a mistake when people rely more on commentaries than on ancient texts, and when people fail to think for themselves, which is why Buddha insisted that the ultimate test of any teacher was the efficacy of his teachings. It all comes back to causality. That's right, folks, the second noble truth. The test of the teachings are the results that generate in our lives. The teachings cannot be evaluated logically or intuitively. They can only be evaluated experientially, which is why it's crucial when you receive instructions to apply them enthusiastically and precisely every morning and every evening for no less than 6 consecutive days. My friends, if we can't sit in meditation for 1 minute and 20 seconds twice daily, then your teacher is the least of your problems. A nice thing about going through those 6 videos is by the time you're done with those videos, you have a good handle on meditation. Whether you do 1 video a day or 1 video a week, within 1 week or a month and a half, you're good to go. Having said that, let's meditate. Left hand, in left. By the way, there's a link in the materials to take you to a video, to teach you how to sit. There's so many wonderful ways to sit. We could sit like good old Ganesh with our feet touching out here or out here. We could sit like green Tata or white Tata or Guru Rinpoche with our feet like that. Personally, I like the quarter lotus, which should not be confused with the half lotus or the full lotus. Now, in many Mahayana statuary, we see the Buddha sitting thusly. And there's a great big fat ugly hairy myth that this is the spiritual way to sit. No, folks, it's just a way to sit. Personally, I like the Theravadan statuary where Buddha's sitting in the quarter lotus, because 9/10 of the time, that's much more approachable for the rest of us. Just like the holiday Festivus for the rest of us. That and the Brosier carryovers from the great Seinfeld craze of the 90s. Okay. Left hand and left, right hand and left. There's an entire video to teach you the art of crease counting, which is wonderful to both manage your energy and serve as sort of a Bronze Age timing device. And so that's, I'm going to use the American, or the contemporary timing device. Quick review. On every odd finger, on the in-breath, may all beings benefit. Out-breath, Om Mani Padme Hum. Every even finger, Om Mani Padme Hum. Out-breath, completely letting go. The cycling from shamatha or samatha to vipassana, from metta to vipassana, back and forth from metta to upana, from shamatha to vipassana, from concentration to contemplation. That's the essence of Buddha's entire path. Someone's hurt your feelings, you feel angry or sad, use that Notice what you feel. And when you mentally recite, may all things benefit, you'll be healing everyone of the same stuff you want to be healed of. If you notice your mind wanders over to someone who's done you wrong, and you think that they have neurofecal dysplasia, which is a fancy way of saying they're shit for brains, and you think they could use more wisdom. And then by mentally reciting, may all things benefit, you're willing them to have more wisdom, them and everyone else. Bring the garbage in your life into the path, and it will only make it bloom faster. Friends, it's not my place to either denigrate nor praise your teacher. You are 1,000% delighted with the results you've been receiving from applying his teachings or her teachings, and persist with that teaching. If you're no longer satisfied with the results, seek another teacher. It's all pragmatic. It's all easy. If anyone tells you it will take months or years or decades to overcome the crap in your life, find a new teacher. My friends, it's always a mistake to confuse humility with acting like the proverbial doormat. As potential bodhisattvas, we must not carelessly give our power away to energy vampires. As a bodhisattva, a man or woman who resolves to that his entire existence and everything therein would be defined by love and letting go. As would-be bodhisattvas, let us choose to practice kindness to rest. For as we go through life, we spontaneously and habitually perform acts and utter words of kindness, nurture, and love. Smile on the in-breath, relax on the out-breath. This is a reading meditation, whether we're using our eyes or using our memory. On the in-breath, we mentally recite, may all beings benefit, or Mani Padme Hum. On the out-breath, we mentally recite or read Mani Padme Hum, or completely letting go. The in-breath is our concentration. The out-breath is our contemplation. We're aware of what's going on in our mind, our heart, our body, and our environment. When we notice things, we feel what we feel spontaneously, whether it's pleasurable or painful. When we feel pleasure, and we're mentally reciting may all beings benefit, the inference is may all beings feel pleasure. When we're feeling pain, is it mental, emotional, physical, or circumstantial, and we're reciting may all beings benefit, we're inferring may all beings be free from this pain. Does this seem self-centered? It is. And it works because we are all fundamentally self-centered. By using that as a stepping stone for greater compassion and love, enlightenment can rapidly be ours. The byproduct of love and compassion is joy. A byproduct of wisdom is peace. Until you can teach spontaneously from a place of joy and peace, you are not ready to teach. There are so many teachings. How do we know which one is authentic? Simple. You won't know it's authentic by carbon dating it. You won't know if it's authentic by taking a popularity poll. How then will we know? By the results it generates in our life. Does the teaching fill us with misogyny or feminism? Does the teaching fill us with speciesism or veganism? teaching fill us with fear or peace, intolerance or love. The test, my friends, of any behavior, any diets, any exercise regime is not whether or not someone finds fault with it or calls it extreme. The test is simply the results it garners in your life. If you like the results, persist with it. If you're dissatisfied with the results, look for something better. There's a wonderful Victorian play called The Portraits of Dorian Gray. Dorian Gray was a wealthy, handsome young man. And so he had his portrait painted. As he did ugly things, his character grew deformed. So did the painting. What makes us ugly? Rage, fear, selfishness, pride, controlling tendencies. These things do not make us attractive to anyone who has eyes to see. What makes us beautiful? Wisdom, peace, love, and joy. Many graduates of the TM training, but especially the Jian Goenika Vipassana training, will boast in the depth of their meditation. But that is absurd. The longer you sit, the deeper you go. There ain't no trick to it. Any fool can go deep. The secret is not in the depth of one's meditation, but in its transformative properties. After meditating for a year, you still beat your wife, scream at your children, and kick your dog. It's time to find a new teacher. By the way, spousal abuse is horrible. That was an indictment of it. Anything else is idiocy. Let's talk more about domestic violence. If your partner deserves a slap in the face, let someone else do it for you. Let karma do it. Let wisdom do it. In the Christian scriptures it is written, let the Holy Spirit do his work. You and I are not the masked avengers whose mission it is to right every wrong. If someone wants to be a shithead, let them. They don't have to be a shithead in your presence. You can wish them well and be on your way. There is no excuse for violence. Ever. What about self-defense, you might ask? Abraham Lincoln said, and I'm going to paraphrase, though his favorite way of defeating his enemies was to make them his friends. Folks, someone can't punch you in the face if they're having a belly laugh. So cultivate the art of being funny. It's my favorite form of self-defense. And when you're a man in a skirt, you better be quick with a joke. Many, many years ago, I lived with a woman who literally asked me to slap her around. I told her I wasn't built for that. I would rather caress her and tell her how beautiful she was. She took to verbal abuse. And to an outside observer, it would have appeared that she was trying to provoke me into striking her. I confronted her and told her that it wasn't going to happen. And I left. Not everyone, in fact, most people who are abused do not wish to be abused. but some too. No one can make you into a monster. Choose light. Choose love. It is better to run away than to be the villain. Ladies, your partner abuses you. Get out. You are not a doormat. You are not a punching bag. Even if you're the world's worst partner, it doesn't mean you deserve a beating. There's no reason to endure a beating. There's great power in learning how to say, no thank you, I'm not available. You can say that verbally, or you can say that physically by leaving. It doesn't matter if the person is good. It doesn't matter if they have impulse control. It doesn't matter if they have PTSD. It doesn't matter if they have substance abuse issues. You are not a punching bag. Get out. Friends, I'd love to meditate longer, but I have to go use the bathroom, so I must bid you goodbye. May you and yours be healthy and happy. If you wish to participate in the next series of webinars, either in person or over the internet, use the links below the video to find out more. Bye-bye.